Hello everyone! Welcome! Hi, we'll give everybody a few minutes to assemble your computers. If you guys want to grab a blanket or a towel and fold it up, might be a good idea for today. You don't have to, but it might make you more comfortable, especially if you have bad knees, it'll also help align our posture in our seated pose. Hi, I'm Chelsea. It's very nice to meet all of you guys. I'm really glad you guys could make it to yoga this afternoon, I suppose. Actually everywhere, not just on the West Coast, but everywhere. If you have a yoga mat, you can get it out. We don't really need any yoga blocks today, but in the future we might. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can always order them on Amazon or use like a really thick book. I like to always have a blanket with me, water. Water's really important. And if you don't have a yoga mat, that's awesome, that's okay. I recommend that if you are doing yoga on hardwood floors, that you just do the yoga on the floor, and then like use a blanket or a towel to pad your knees. That way, because towels and blankets, if you lay them out kind of like a yoga mat, they can slip, and if you're in obviously a pose that's a little bit more difficult and your mat slips, you can get injured. So it's really, really important that if you don't have a yoga mat and you're on a hardwood floor or a tile floor, just do yoga on the floor, and you can use a blanket to pad in those seated positions or in those positions where you're putting a lot of pressure on your knees. If you're on carpet, you can put down a blanket. I'd recommend like something that has a little bit of traction and not a lot of stretch. That way, you're not moving yourself around, you're moving where you want to go, not allowing gravity to do its work or do a number on you. All right. We can start in a seated position. We'll still give everybody a few minutes to get here. Dog hair all over my mat because my dogs love to come and hang out with me when I'm doing yoga. This channel is at Heart and Soul BJJ and Fitness. My husband and I teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes every evening starting at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so if you can be here for those, awesome. And then I teach yoga Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon. If you guys can't make it to this stream, they will be available afterwards. So if you can only make it like later today, and you're like, I really wanted to participate in that foundational yoga or that foundational BJJ or that move or whatever, you guys can always watch the stream later. Please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're at Heart and Soul BJJ. We would absolutely love to have you. And we just wanted to, Chris and I started this channel because we wanted to kind of give back some of the knowledge that we have gained over the years, and especially during this time of quarantine when everybody's stuck inside. It can be really hard because you can't go to the gym, it's hard to go and socialize, and so you don't have a workout partner necessarily, and you don't necessarily like get that nice socialization that we are all used to. So this is a really good time to create a sense of community. And so we wanted to be able to to provide that and to take part in it ourselves. Awesome. So we're going to start cross-legged. You're going to come to a nice seated position, cross your legs. If you want to use a blanket here, basically you can put it underneath our sit bones. What this will do is help align our posture, align our back. What we want our posture to look like is very straight back. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. If you notice mine curves a little bit, I have severe scoliosis. Yoga is awesome for any kind of injuries, any kind of recovery. It's just, I really, really believe in the healing powers of it, and I firmly think that it is something that everybody, if they practice regularly, because it's one of those things you have to do pretty regularly for it to be extremely effective, if you practice it regularly, it can change your life. So take a sip of water and let's get started. All right, we're going to start in a seated position. I want you to imagine that you're leaning back against a wall just a little bit. We want our chin parallel to the floor, head over heart, so our neck is straight, our chin, our gaze is out, heart over pelvis. We're engaging our core and our abdomen. And we're going to let our hands rest either palms down or palms facing up. It doesn't matter, whatever your personal preference is. On our knees, we're going to soften our gaze, slow down our breathing, draw our shoulders back and down away from our ears. You can close your eyes if you want to, if that feels good. Maybe smile a bit. Maybe you haven't smiled today. We're going to breathe in through our nose, and on our exhale, we're going to just let out a nice sigh. Breathing in and letting out all of the stress, all of the cares, all the worries of today. Breathing in again, we're going to do the same thing, letting it all out, everything, and a nice sigh. Very nice. So as we breathe in through our nose and we exhale, we can breathe in and exhale through, breathe in through our nose and exhale through our mouth to start. But eventually we're going to slow down our breathing, so it's just in and out through our nose. And I want you to imagine that you're drawing each breath out longer than the last. So each breath that you take today will be the deepest breath, or at least during this practice, will be the deepest breath that you've taken all day. This is a really excellent time for you to set an intention for yourself, whether that be to find peace. Maybe you're at home and your family's just crazy, you got kids, you got husband, wives, and then you're going a little stir crazy. This is a really nice time to just relax, and whether you're doing this by yourself or with somebody right now at home, this is a good time for you to let your thoughts go, let your to-do list go just for now. You can pick that up after we're done, and just appreciate the self-care that you're giving yourself. It's really, really, really important to take time for yourself, especially during such times like this where the whole world is in upheaval and everything's really uncertain. We can always come back to this moment, this intention of peace through our breath. So even if you're going about a crazy day, you can always take a deep breath in and just remember your intention and just come back to this sense of peace and serenity. All right, the next breath, make that the deepest breath you've taken all day, and on the exhale, just let out all the stress. Engage your core. We don't want to drop our shoulders. We don't want to collapse into our posture. We want to actually send our heart and our chest, open it up and send it up and out. We're going to drop our our right fingertips to the mat, And on an inhale, we're going to sit tall, and on an exhale, we're going to drop the crown of our head, send it up and over to the left side of our shoulder. We're going to get a nice stretch here in the shoulders. We hold stress right here in our traps, and this is a really, really wonderful stretch to just kind of alleviate some of that tension there. Now, if this feels good, you can just stay here and breathe. You can do some nice self-massage if that feels really good, or if you're just like, I really like the stretch, but I want to go a bit deeper, take your left hand, and we're just going to cup it around the right shoulder and then just let gravity do the work. We're not going to pull down, we're just going to set our hand here, let our arm just drop. Take a couple nice deep breaths here, just enjoy. Good, one more breath. And on the next inhale, we're going to come back up to center. Let our fingertips drop if they were up. Our left fingertips come down to the floor, and on an exhale, sending the crown of our head up and over to the right side of our mat. If this feels good, you can just stay here, taking nice deep breaths, smiling to yourself, not collapsing into our posture, still engaging your core. If you want more, you can bring your right hand up to your left shoulder and just let gravity do the work. We're cupping that shoulder. We're not pulling down. We're just letting our right hand rest on our left shoulder, the weight of it, stretching us out. Very good. One more breath here. And on the next inhale, we're going to come back up to center. Exhale, let our fingertips drop to the mat, and on an inhale, we're going to circle our hands up and out, spreading our fingertips wide up over our head. We're going to clap our hands together at the top, and on an exhale, bring hands to heart. Now, we're going to bring a nice active hands to heart here, so we're actually creating this pushing sensation, push and pull. So we're pulling our shoulders, we're drawing them down and back, and we're pushing our hands and our palms together. Our elbows are straight out. Our shoulders aren't scrunched up towards our ears, they're just nice and relaxed when we're drawing them down and back, almost like you're trying to, you have a string between your shoulder blades and you're trying to tighten that string, bringing them, or loosen that string, bringing them together. Good, exhale, let your hands drop. Inhale, hands up and over. Tap energy into the top, exhale. Hands to heart, active hands to heart. I like to spread the fingertips here. And I'm actually drawing my chest, opening it up so my chest comes to meet my thumbs. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the muscles in your face. Maybe your hips are tight. Letting all the tension go, taking a nice deep breath here. Good, exhale, dropping your fingers, inhaling up, and instead of clapping this time, we're actually just going to draw them down, and we're going to take our legs and uncross them. We're going to draw our left heel into our center, and then draw our right heel into our center. So for this next pose, you want to remember it's very important to keep your sit bones engaged with the floor, with the earth. So as we draw our hands up and over and exhale, sending them down, we're going to start walking them out in front of us. And we're going to let our chest follow, open, keeping our chest nice and open. So if you need to send your gaze up and out, do. And we can find some nice rocking movement here. Now you don't want to go to the point that your hips are coming off the floor. You really, really want to stay nice and engaged here. Hips drawing down and away. If you need to press that, that's okay. Shoulders down and away. On our inhale, what we're going to do is we're going to plant our palms. We're going to drop our elbows. We're going to extend our chest and our gaze and arch our back and look up. And on the exhale, we're going to push up and out of the earth, curling our stomach and curling our neck down, drawing our navel in towards our spine. Inhale, coming onto our elbows, extending our gaze up, not looking straight up, but just up, maybe towards the top corner of your room. Exhale, rounding through the spine here. I'll turn so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. This is a little cat-cow modification here. Keeping our sit bones engaged with the floor. As you inhale, extend up. Exhale, press it up and out. Drawing your navel down, letting your head fall. Inhaling, engaging. Not stomach, letting it drop down. Good, one more. Wonderful. On the next inhale, come back up to center. We're going to switch our hips. So drawing our right heel in towards our center this time. Left heel over that. Maybe you need to move the fleshy part of your glutes away and out, pulling that out just a little bit so your tailbone can engage, especially if you got a blanket. We're going to inhale up and over. Clap our hands together. Feel that prana, that energy between our hands. Exhale, hands to heart. Wonderful. Opening our chest up, opening our heart space up. When I say that, that's what I mean. Drawing our shoulders back and down. Exhale, releasing. Inhaling up and over. Clapping together. Exhale, down. Engaging your core here, not letting ourselves drop, but staying nice and engaged in this pose. Good. One more time. Exhale. Release our hands. Inhale up and over. Instead of clapping our hands together, we're going to let them drop down to the floor, nice and slow, very, very mindful. Walk our fingertips out to a point where we don't want to come up. We want to keep our sit bones down. It's very, so we can get a nice stretch here. Planting our palms, dropping our elbows, sending our gaze up and out, pressing into our palms, pressing up, rounding through our tailbone, dropping our head, exhale. Good, inhale, coming down. Maybe you find some movement here, maybe side to side, maybe you wiggle your shoulders, maybe you wiggle your hips a bit. Good, exhaling, rounding through the spine. Allowing yourself to just find some creativity, no one's watching you. It's one of the nice things about doing yoga at home is that you can go at your own pace, and this is just very, very, it's very nice because you can pause the video, you can always go back to it. Our next inhale, coming back up to seated. And one thing I really wanted to say is that if there's ever any poses that are painful, go back a step. You don't ever want yoga to be painful. You always want it to, it may be a little uncomfortable or maybe a little difficult, but you never want it to be painful. It should always be something that, it's a healing, it's very healing and strengthening. All right, so we're gonna make our way into what's called tabletop. I believe if you've taken Chris's class last week, he kind of started touching on this. This is a great time to have a blanket for your knees or a towel for your knees folded up. I have my kneecaps are dislocated, and so I always try to pad my knees and take really good care of them, and especially on hard floors. So if you don't have a blanket or a towel and you do have a yoga mat, you can always fold up your yoga mat, double it up to give yourself a little bit of extra padding. But a towel or a blanket works just as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to plant our palms. We're going to spread our fingers wide like starfish. We want our palm shoulder width apart, knees underneath our hip points, and we're actually going to go onto the tops of our feet. We're pressing our feet into the earth, pressing up and away. We're not collapsing into our shoulders here. We're actually engaging in the core and a flat back here. Taking a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Excellent. One more of those. And on the exhale, open up your mouth and let it out in the like lion's breath. What the heck? Let's do one more. Inhale through the nose. Pressing up and away from the earth. Exhale through the mouth. Nice lion's breath. Light a fire in your belly. Awesome. So we're going to curl the back toes underneath. Get a nice little toe massage. And on our inhale, what we're going to do is we're going to engage the core, and we're going to hover our knees for up 2 breaths right above our mat. So we're going to exhale. On the next inhale, engage the core and just hover the knees. 4, 3, 2. One more deep breath. Good. And on your exhale, you can release down. Wonderful. So go ahead and take an inhale. We're going to drop our belly just like we did. Extend our gaze up and out, pressing up and out of our mat, and on the exhale, coming onto the tops of our feet, rolling our tailbone under first, and then drawing our chin to our chest so you can see your belly. Good. Inhale, you can curl the toes under as you drop your belly and look up. In this traditional cat-cow, or you can stay on the tops of your feet. Exhale, coming onto the tops of our feet. Rounding through the spine, pressing up and out. Maybe you wiggle your hips side to side. Just moving with your breath. Going at your own pace. Take a few more of these. Good. And on your next inhale, come back to tabletop. We're going to curl the back toes under. And again, we're going to come up and hover on our knees, really pressing into your knuckles here, engaging on the inhale. Coming up, hovering for 5, 4, 3, 2. One more deep breath. You're almost there. 1. Good. Excellent. Go ahead and walk your fingertips back onto your heels, and you can either sit up on your heels if this feels really nice, letting your sit bones massage on your heels, or if you want to come onto the tops of your feet if that's more comfortable, you can sit like this in a nice resting position. We're going to extend our arms up and out in front of us. We're going to make a fist, a really, really tight fist. We're going to draw our wrists down and rotate. So be very slow and mindful with this. Dropping the shoulders, engaging in the core, keeping a nice straight flat back. Switching directions with your wrists if you haven't already. Good, and now extend your fingers outwards as far as you can, like that starfish, and press out almost like an invisible wall. Make a tight fist, draw your wrists down. Exhale. Inhale, extend your fingertips out almost like you're pressing against an invisible wall. Exhale, draw your wrists down. Wonderful. We're going to walk our hands out. And we're going to curl our toes underneath again, coming back into tabletop. Nice engaged tabletop here with our toes underneath. And we're going to engage our core. Inhale, we're going to come up off our knees, and exhale, send our hips up and back towards the back edge of our mat into our first downward dog. So inhale, send our hips up and back. And come into our first downward dog. That feels so good. So you can either pivot your legs back and forth as you breathe, moving with your breath, or you can rock your hips side to side here, or if this just feels really good to stay static here, you can just go ahead and stay in this nice pose. Our thumb and our forefingers are pointing towards the front edge of our mat, and our thumbs are parallel with it. Our elbows are out just a little bit. You can bring your toes together here if you want a nice tight downward dog, zipping up through our thighs, pressing back, drawing our belly to our thighs, letting our head hang. And on the next inhale, we're going to come forward into a plank. And I want you to imagine that you're coming up and over a hurdle. So as you inhale, coming forward, coming up onto our toes, bringing our chest up, and coming into our plank. We are drawing our heels towards the back edge of our mat, pressing up and out. Breathing in, and on an exhale, we're gently lowering down onto our mat. Wonderful, very nice. Come into letting our feet come down, so we're pressing into the earth with them. Pressing up and out into baby cobra. So we're just going to extend our chest, exhale, come back down. Curling our toes underneath, taking a nice engaging breath. We're going to light a fire through our belly. We're going to press up and out, back into plank. And from plank, we're going to go back over that hurdle to downward dog. So inhale, press up and out into plank, and exhale, sending our hips up and back, coming onto our toes, and then letting our heels drop towards the back edge of our mat. Now with downward dog, it's important to note, it doesn't matter if you bend your knees as generously as you want to. Your heels don't need to come down. I like to do yoga with the intention that everything in between the poses is just as, if not more important than the actual poses themselves. And yoga is one of those practices that is about really just caring for yourself and being kind to yourself and accepting you as you are right now in this moment. So maybe you're really tired and your arms are starting to hurt, so we're going to come forward into plank, and we're going to, on our next inhale, coming up and over that hurdle, forward into plank, exhale, releasing our body slowly, mindfully down towards the ground, coming to the tops of our feet, hovering up, baby cobra, coming down, curling our toes under. We're going to take a nice deep breath, come and engage our core, pressing up into plank, inhaling, exhaling, going back to downward dog, and we're going to draw our belly to our thighs, and you can either rock back and forth and hop up to the front edge of your mat, or you can just walk yourself up there. This is our first forward fold of the day. Our hips might be really tight. Maybe this is the first time you've bent over. Bend your knees in this forward fold as generously as possible. Our hips are, our feet are hip width apart right now. Fingertips, you can walk them from side to side. Let your head drop. Maybe it feels good to grab your elbows and rock side to side or just hang here. You could wrap your arms behind your knees. The important thing here, letting your belly drop onto your thighs. And just remember to breathe. If you can't breathe, you've gone too far. So on our next inhale, we're going to halfway lift, so you can come onto your fingertips, maybe press your palms to your calves, to your shins, or up to your thighs. We want to flat back. Exhaling, dropping back down. And inhale, we're going to press up and out of the earth, engage in our core, come all the way up, sending our fingertips up towards the sky. Coming to a soft hands to heart. Exhale, drop it all the way back down. You can swan dive, letting your chest fall, letting your head fall. Maybe rocking your hips, pivoting back and forth, stretching your fingertips out, shaking your head no, nodding it yes, very gently and mindfully. Inhale, halfway lift. Sending your gaze up and out. Exhale, forward fold. Wonderful. Inhale, all the way up and over. Drawing our hands together. Exhale, hands to heart. Follow it all the way through. Swan dive forward. Excellent. All right, last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come back down again. Inhale, all the way up. Big beach, imagine a big beach ball of energy between your hands, and then exhale, hands to heart. Excellent. We're going to take a nice deep breath here. We're zipping our posture up. So when I say that, I mean we are engaging in our core. In Tadasana, mountain pose, you can drop your hands if you want to. Spread your fingertips, drop your shoulders. We're drawing our shoulder blades down and back, opening our heart space, chin parallel to the floor. We're not clawing into the earth with our toes, but we can actually, and I like to do this in a lot of, especially balancing poses, but it's good to start in Tadasana, or mountain pose. It's nice to bring your toes up off the earth and spread them, so we don't get into the habit of just clawing down and using those for our balance. We actually want to use our core for our balance. Inhale, and on our next exhale, go ahead and swan dive forward. Planting the palms, you can either step or hop back to plank. Good, exhale. Down, lowering and hovering. And then allowing yourself not fall down, but just lower down. Coming to the tops of our feet, we're actually going to press up and out towards the earth, hovering our knees, sending our gaze upwards, upward dog. Curling the back toes under, sending our hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower and release. Inhale, one more upward dog. And then we're going to engage our core and come back onto our knees into a nice tabletop here. One deep breath. Good, and now we're going to just make our way towards our back very slowly and mindfully. If you have a blanket, you can put it behind your head or roll it up and put it underneath your hips if that feels good. Or you can just lay here. We're going to come onto our back. If you're wearing a ponytail or a bun, this would be a great time to take it out. Extending our feet outwards, letting our feet drop, allowing our palms to face up. We want to walk our shoulder blades underneath our spine, or underneath our back, so they're not like out, they're actually in. And we want to draw our chin in just a little bit. We don't want to extend our neck up and out when we're in Tadasana, or corpse pose, or Shavasana, corpse pose. So we want to just have a nice curve here, chin's parallel to, I guess, that wall, or whatever it is, if you're outside, I guess, a tree. We're just gonna take a nice deep breath here. Relaxing our heels, our ankles, and we drop to the sides. Relaxing our belly. Closing our eyes, softening our gaze. I want you to take a moment to just appreciate this time you've taken for yourself. If you can stay here for a few moments and just enjoy this sensation, let your thoughts pass through, enjoy this moment of meditation, I encourage it. If you have to get on with your day, you have to get busy, I absolutely understand. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I have absolutely enjoyed it. Please bring your hands together and your thumb to your forehead. Namaste. When you do come up slowly and mindfully. And just a little bit, maybe turn to your side first. Let your eyes start to open up. If you want to rock your hips side to side. Don't rush. Everything will be accomplished that you need accomplished today. And just do it mindfully. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind to your neighbors. Take this time, especially if you are stuck at home. This is a really great time to rediscover yourself and to better yourself, and a really wonderful time to get close to the people that you love. Call your family. Everybody in the world is going through this right now, and it's a really, really scary time, and it's really heartbreaking. But I think as we create a sense of community, and as you create a sense of community for yourself, we can become stronger and better and kinder, and maybe in the long run this will bring us together. All of the stuff we're going through right now, all the stuff the world's going through, maybe this will bring us to a stronger point as people. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. I absolutely have enjoyed it. I can't wait to see you tonight for some jiu-jitsu, and I will be doing another yoga stream on Wednesday. This week we are definitely focusing on the foundations of poses. So really, like with tabletop, spreading your fingers, pushing up and out. So I want to focus really on how to get the most out of yoga and encourage you to really create a journey for yourself, whether that's through yoga or jiu-jitsu or whatever you're doing. I hope I see you around. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to follow us on YouTube. Here, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. We're at Heart and Soul BJJ. Thanks. Have a great day, guys.